Bit of fun fact for you. The track surface in the sun reaching 62 degrees Celsius on the surface. For the final time for 2025, E-Buggy, A-Main, Matty Cooper starting on P1, Riley Lander West P2, Chris Burke following in P3. Then we've got Richard Lightus, Caden Hill, Jimmy Horn, Scott Hill, Mark Warren, Andy Adcroft, Brian Malaquin, Mason Buckler, and Jason Brenton. Just a reminder, we've got our Nitro A drivers marshalling this race. Then we'll give you a sec to cool down after that and get everything ready for our big main event.
Alrighty. A-Main number 3, EP8. We need a couple marshals. If anyone's in the pits, doesn't mind volunteering marshalling for 10 minutes. Need our drivers from the Nitro A-Main, still missing a couple out there. Drivers to the Nitro A-Main, out to marshal please. Still missing a couple. Alright guys, we need some marshals. Need some marshals please. Nitro A-Main drivers out to marshal. Still missing quite a few of you. We will be having a 15-minute break just after this run for you guys to get ready, so please come out. So please come out and marshal. Yeah, track is open, go for it. Guys, we just need one more marshal. Someone's in the pits. Could please volunteer to marshal this race. It's only 10 minutes. Nice quick one. Just need someone on number 1 right in the middle here. I might get maybe Dan or Felix, one of you guys, to do number 1. And then the other can just cover that sort of section. Turn 2, 3. This one up here, Dan, I reckon. Be more important. That'd be good. Thank you very much. Right, drivers, we've got A-main number 3, EP8. We've had Matty Cooper take out the first 2 mains. Running for a bit of fun. See if he can clean sweep. We'll go with the computer. Alright, we had Matty Cooper, real slow start there. Riley Lander had a little bobble on turn 1. So we've got Chris Burke into the lead. Chris Burke out front, runs a little wide off the little jump section. We've got Matty driving sort of tight at the moment, trying to get back to that lead spot. We've got Richard Leadus in 3rd. We've got Caden Hill, I think, in 4. Riley Lander in 5. We've got Scott Hill in 6. Mark Warren in 7. All of the drivers going over the back right section, over the jump, still into the double. Last double, into the little Astro section. We've got Richard going big over the loop. We've got Burke. We've got Cooper. We've got Leadus. We've got Lander. We've got Hill. Scotty in front of Caden. Matty looking up the inside of Chris Burke. All right, we're on board with Chris Burke and Matthew Cooper. We've got Matty trying to stick it up the inside every corner, but doesn't seem to pull the trigger on the exit. Giving Chris Burke the easy run out. Applying the pressure. Oh, straight up the inside. Chris went very wide. The knees were shaking. All right, so we've got Matty Cooper in the lead, followed by Chris Burke and Richard Leadus coming onto the main straight. Top 3. Nothing between the 3 cars. Oh, Chris Burke hitting the pipe there, allowing Richard through. Oh, Chris Burke goes big, but Richard up the inside keeps going. That'll promote Riley up into 3rd with Chris's little bobble there. Oh, and I think we've got that's Scott Hill, just had a bobble behind Chris Burke. So Lander's up to 3rd now. We've got Richard in 2nd, applying the pressure to Matty. Matty doesn't seem to have the pace right now. Oh, come on, Mason. Sorry, mate. So let the leaders go, please, Mace. Thanks, buddy. And one more. All right, so we've got Matthew Cooper making a few mistakes. That's Riley Lander up into the lead. Matthew Cooper not looking comfortable on track. Not sure if he's taking himself seriously or if this is just his normal self. All right, I've confirmed he's driving with little skill at the moment. There's all the IQ points he's got. So Matty back to 3rd now. So we've got Lander followed by Leadus, followed by Cooper, followed by Chris Burke. The battle's on. The tight pack as they come across the little jump section on the left. Richard is a little bobble. Oh, Matthew Cooper with a bobble. He's forgotten where the trigger is. That's Riley Lander out into the lead. So Riley's got a comfortable lead at the moment. Looks like about 2.5 seconds. Matty letting Richard go. Letting Chris go. Back up the inside. He's trying to get in a bit of practice for the Nitro main, I feel. Trying to work out how he's going to get past me. So Matty Cooper couldn't even out-qualify me this morning. Pretty embarrassing for himself. Prides himself on being fast, but couldn't go the distance in the qualies. All right, so we've got a little bit of drama in the middle there, a couple bobbles, but we're sort of tidied ourselves up now. So we've got Riley out in front. We've got Richard Leadus in 2nd, Matty Cooper in 3rd, Chris Burke in 4, Scott Hill in 5, chasing down the pack. Evenly spread at the moment, except we've got Matty on the tail of Richard. Richard a little mistake. Lucky to get away with that. Managed to save it. Riley with a comfortable lead out in front, so now he's got a 2.7 second lead over Richard. Heading down the back left, we've got Matty Cooper turning the screws into Richard Leadus. Goes big on the jump, takes out Richard. Lets him go. Thank you, Matthew. All right, so meanwhile, we've got Riley cruising out in front. Good car control, keeping things smooth and tidy. Matty up the inside of Richard there. Nice move, actually. Oh, Richard over on the double. That allows Chris Burke through and Scott Hill as well. So we've got Chris Burke in 3, Scott Hill in 4, Richard in 5. All right, so we're on board with the battle for third, fourth, and fifth. We've got Chris Burke in third, Scott Hill in 4, and Richard Leadus in 5. These guys, nothing separating them. Richard looking up the inside of Scott, gets a move done. Scott looking to get that back, goes a little big. Coming onto the main straight now, we've got Chris, followed by Richard, followed by Scott. Oh, looks like we've got a problem for Caden. He's retiring the car. So we've got Richard applying the pressure to Chris now. Oh, bobble by Chris, and Richard, save of a lifetime. Up onto 2 wheels as he landed the car, but kept it together. Puts it back on all 4 and drives away with third position. That puts Chris Burke back into 4, Scott Hill into 5. These guys still very close together on track. Scott Hill's car not sounding the greatest. Forgot about gear mesh. So we've got 4 minutes 20 left on the clock, guys. 4 minutes 20. That can feel like an eternity. All right, we're going to jump back on to our leaders. There's actually not too much in this. So Riley Lander out in front. We've got Matty Cooper in second. Just heading over that back jump section now. Not too far in front of the next 3 cars. So the top 5 really only separated by about 10 seconds last time across the loop. I'm going to say it's a little bit less, probably about 6 seconds now. But Matty Cooper trying to put some pressure on Riley Lander. They come over the double on the left. Thank you, Mark. We got Matty trying to put down some hot laps. Riley driving smooth out in front. Matty sending it up the inside. Has a little look on the apex. Doesn't get the move done. Having another look underneath Riley there. Running wide though. Riley sticks it back up the inside. Good attempt by Matty, but beyond his skill level. Riley back to P1. So we've got Matty applying the pressure right behind. Riley keeping it smooth. Nice, tidy, hitting apexes. As we go through the little Astro section, a little bit sideways for Riley there, but gets it under control. Manages to gather it back together. Matty getting a little bit out of shape on the power. Smooth over the jumps, nothing between the two. Riley leaves the door open. Matty through. Holds it tight on the apex. Sticks the position. We got Matty Cooper, P1. We've got Riley Lander in P2. So currently we've got, just looking a little bit further back, we've got Chris Burke, P3. We've got Scott Hill, P4. Richard Leadus, P5. So we'll jump back on board with the third, fourth, fifth battle. We've got Chris Burke, Scott Hill and Richard Leadus all fighting it out. We've got a classic dogfight going on. We've got Chris out in front, Scott closely behind. He's the meat in the sandwich. We've got Richard, goes for a move on the step up. Doesn't get the job done. Scotty looking in control. Chris out front, putting the power down, squeezing that trigger. We've got 2 minutes on the clock. Oh, Scotty with a little bit of an error on the jump there. A little bobble. That'll promote Richard into 4. Chris Burke still out in number 3. Things are heating up out there. Track temp is 60 degrees plus. We've had a bobble from Chris. That'll allow Scott up. Oh, and then Scott has a little roll trying to secure that position. So that's promoted Richard, but Richard's gone over. Caution, caution. That'll let Chris and Scott go through. So no one wants this third place. Seems to be a matter of who can hang on to it. We've got minute 15 on the clock, so there should be 2 more laps after this. So we've got Chris in P3. We've got Scotty Hill in P4 with the crunchy gears. And Richard in P5. All right, Chris Burke goes over the jumps on the Astro. Scott Hill takes it. And Richard just goes the safe option to keep things together. Chris is still pushing. He's in third, but a couple of laps to go. He doesn't want to give up that gap. All right, we got Chris coming back down the over the doubles. And he got 4th and 5th as well. Oop. Sorry, Richard. Thank you. Good driving etiquette. We had a little bobble from Scott though. Alrighty, I think we're just about there. We've got 12 seconds left on the clock. There's a little bit of few gaps on track. We're following on with Scott Hill in 5th position, trying to chase back down Richard. What can he do? Will this be the last lap? Absolutely. 2 seconds on the clock, and that is time. Scott going big. We've got 2 jumps to go. What can he do? Sends it big for a power slide and brings it home across the line in P5. So Chris Burke, you are done. Richard Letus, you are done. Scott Hill, you are done. Drivers, cross the line and you will be done. There we got Matthew Cooper just coming over the jump now. Over the hump and across the line to take the win. Really rough start for that race for Matty, but managed to find some pace midway through and pull it back together. And that is everybody finished. Well done, drivers. That will be A3 complete. That is it for EP8. So I think we'll have a 15-minute break and we'll get the Nitro cars, Nitro A, on track at 2:45. 2:45 Nitro cars on track, and we'll get the main underway. See you there.
We'll likely need some volunteer marshals. I have a couple of Zupa Dupers that I can offer, and my crispest of high fives. This is our last Nitro A main of the Raw Speed 2025 Interclub Challenge. All right, we just need a couple more marshals, please, and we can open the track. Still need to see a couple more electric A drivers out there to marshal that I can't see. One more marshal, please. One more marshal. We need somebody on number 4. Otherwise, can I get our marshal on number 5 to move down to number 4, please? And we'll get you, Phil, on number 8 just to watch if that's all right, please, for both. Alrighty, track is open. Take it easy, guys. Let's get ready for our last Nitro A main. Alrighty, pit crew, I'll put some numbers out there for you. Just looking at it from up here, I think 2's slightly too far forward, but just line them up best you can over there. In this race, we've got Ari Buckler starting on first, Felix Kogler in second, and Ben Cribben on third, followed by Matty Cowper, Ben Panic, Jimmy Horn, Dallas Gardner, Caden Hill, Riley Lander West and Michael Yarnold. Caution on the first double there, caution. All clear. Two minutes left on the warm-up clock. One minute left in warm-up, 1 minute left. Alrighty, let's start gridding up, guys. Alrighty, folks, this is the moment you've been waiting for, the final Nitro Main. 30 minutes. Let's see who takes out on top. Alright, caution down the main straight, guys. We've got marshals right here. Alrighty, everybody ready to rumble. Let's fill them up, fill them up. Alrighty, let's clear them out, clear them out, clear them out. And go on the first tone. Clear them out, clear them out. Cars down, cars down, cars down, cars down. Go, 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 go. And we're off and running. Off and running. Got a bit of a tumble through the first double there. Ari looking to be out in front. Felix right behind him. Ben Cribben chasing right behind. Mostly in starting order here with Matty Cowper and Ben Panic right behind them. Ari sending it. Felix and Ben right on top of each other there. As Ari comes around for his first lap. Followed by Felix, followed by Ben Cribben, Matty Cowper. Ben's at P3 at the moment, hunting down Felix. Trying to put some pressure on so Ari can run away with it. Matty Cowper chasing right there, ready to clean anything up. Matty Cooper, sorry. Ari coming around on the last doubles there. Ready for lap 2. Sets a 34.6. Felix on a 34.7. Ben Cribben, Matty Cooper. 1.5 seconds between first and second. 3.1 after that. Caution on the first doubles. Caution on the first doubles. Caution, caution. And we're clear. Ari and Felix running away with it. Felix hunting down Ari here. Not much between them. We've got a gap of 1 second flat almost as they make their way around for lap number 3. Ari taking a single. Felix sending it over the double as they race down the back straight. Nice and tight for both of them. Right through the middle complex here. Ari getting a good run out to the main jumps. Felix catching him on brakes as they go through the last double. And Ben hanging out in third. The gap half a second between Ari and Felix as Felix is on his lid. Ari's going to capitalize on that. Taking a single again. Making his way through the back section. Two and a half minutes all done. Caution on the first double. And clear. Ari coming up to lap some traffic here. I believe that's Riley. And Felix will be not too far behind you. Felix is over again. Oh no. Ben looking to capitalize on that. Chasing him down. Ari extending his lead out. As Felix comes around the start-finish line, 5 seconds behind Ari, and Ben Cribben 1.6 seconds behind Felix. Still holding out top 3 positions, Ari Buckler, Felix Kogler, and Ben Cribben as we approach 26 minutes left. Ben has got his head down, trying to chase down Felix, cut some time wherever he can. Lap by lap, reeling him in. The gap last time round was 1.6 seconds. This time it's out to 3.3. Oh, we've got a car over here. All clear. Felix coming through the middle section. Ben just making his way down the back straight into the middle complex. Felix hitting our second last double. He's got the P2 coming around there, thank you. As Ari has extended his lead out to 3.7 seconds by the looks of it. Ben Cribben 5.5 behind Felix. Felix running away with it on his own charge to catch up with Ari. Still 25 minutes left of this race. As we look through the order, we've got Ari in P1, Felix P2, Ben Cribben P3, Jimmy Horn on P4, and Dallas Gardner right behind him on P5, and Ben Panic rounding out our top 6. We've got 3 cars on top. One of us got caught on the pipe. Oh no. As we take a tumble. Coming down the straight, we've got Jimmy Horn, Matty Cooper, and Dallas Gardner, followed by Ben Panic. Not much between them. Oh. Matty Cooper's taking a round wide from Jimmy Horn, getting caught up on a pipe there. as we make our way to the last corner. Alrighty. 6.5 minutes gone. We've got Ari in P1, Felix still in P2, 4 seconds behind him, 9.5 seconds behind that. We've got Ben Cribben as we watch the battle still between Matty Cooper and Jimmy Horn. Looks like we had a flame out as well. Ari coming over the line. As we go over the first double, facing into the second double, right on top of each other, gone a bit wide there. As we hunt down firmly in our pit window. We'll shake up the standings a bit here until everybody filters through.
Switch to me. Switch to me.
Not the best pit stop there, but we got it done. Alrighty, still got Ari in P1, Felix in P2. Matty Cooper is still fighting with Jimmy Horn. The gap between them, 3.5 seconds. Caution down the first straight there, all clear. Matty Cooper up for reeling in Ben. Ben crosses the line. Got Matty 3.3 seconds behind him. Ben caught up on the pipe there. Got some traffic in front of him too. Just got P3 coming behind you there. Ben looking like he's locked in here, trying to keep Matty Cooper at bay. As they come over the line, the gap between them only 1.4 seconds. Ari still out in front, Felix in P2. I think we got some trouble. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, Ben and Matty got some clean air here. Let's see what they can do. 1.4 seconds was the gap last time we went around the line. Let's see if traffic had any play into that. Ben coming around with a 35.7, his fastest lap. Matty Cooper answers with a 35.7 as well. Gap between them down to 1.5 seconds. As we make our way down the back straight there, over the little crest and through into the center section. Ben keeping it cool, calm and collected by all appearances. I have it on good authority, he's got a great fan. We got Felix and Ari, by the looks of it, tussling there. Going in through, across the line now. We got Felix in P1, Ari in P2, 0.7 seconds between them on lap 18 after 11 minutes of racing. By taking the conservative single there. Felix getting a bit of a bump there on the landing. Looks like Matty's right up on the back of Ben now, putting on a lot of pressure here. As we've got Ari and Felix right on top of each other too. Gap down to 0.7 seconds. Lots happening on track right now. Matty and Ben close as always. Ben getting a slightly better line through there, coming down the straight. 0.8 seconds, the gap between. And Ari taking the lead just from Felix there as well. Right on each other. Through the first double into the front section. Ari takes single, so does Felix. Matty and Ben are neck and neck here. Matty's taking the lead so far in front of that, and they're neck and neck into the first corner. Right on each other. Ben is leaving nothing on the table, hunting him down. He wants his position back. Oh, we might had a bit of a bobble there. He's given it back. As they head down the back section, our two leaders are still tussling in the middle of the section as well. Ari still in first. Two really close battles here. As Felix has a bit of a bobble there. The gap between first and second going out to 1.5 seconds now. Ben still chasing down Matty Cooper as they work their way through the middle section, heading out towards the back jumps. Big slide from Ben, going to cost him some time as they make their way around to start a new lap. Ari making a bit of a lead there from Felix, while Ben and looks like the timing's dropped a lap for Matty Cooper. We'll have to fix that up. As he is extending his lead from Ben Cribben. As we work our way around, we've got 15 minutes left. Still got Ari in P1, Felix in P2, Ben Cribben in P4, I believe. Matty extending his lead from Ben. Alrighty, we've got another round of pit stops starting soon, surely with the halfway mark. 2.5 seconds between Ari and Felix at the last lap. As Ben comes into pit. Felix looks like he's just taken Ari as they both fight over who's getting into...
Me.
Felix had a bit of a slow stop there. And that switches the order back.
Got Matty Cooper. Come to me.
Looks of it so far, and he's off. And running again. 14 minutes left on the clock. As we've got Felix coming around. 3.3 seconds behind Ari. Looks like there might be an issue with Matty Cooper's transponder. Not counting every lap. We'll have to see if we can fix that. In the meantime, we've got 13 minutes left on the clock. Anything could happen. As Ari goes across the line. And Felix is now 3.6 seconds behind him after setting a 35.6. Well, minutes 20 on the clock. We've still got Ari in P1. Felix in P2. Battling some traffic there. That's P2 coming through. Thank you. Riley, I believe you've got Felix right behind you. Alrighty, 12 minutes left to go. As Felix makes his way around the back of the track, Ari making his way out to the team associated long jump. Gap between them now down to about 4 seconds. 5.1 actually. As we make our way around lap number 31. Ari making his way through the middle section again. Felix got his head down, trying to chase him. Looks like we've got a flame out for Jimmy Horn. As our marshals ferry his car back to get him going. Alrighty. Thank you for letting Ari through there. Felix won't be too far behind probably. Ari chasing down Ben by the looks of it. As he goes over the line with 35.4. Felix in 3.4 behind him. Dallas Gardner looking like he's in third, but still need to check the laps for Matty Cooper. We might have had an issue there. Alrighty. Ari making his way through the doubles now at the back of the track. Coming around to start his next lap with just under 10 minutes on the clock. Got a tumble in the center section here. Caution, I managed to correct it. All clear. Alrighty, Felix making his way through the front double down the back straight, chasing down Ari. Making his way back down to the team associated long jump. Ari crossing the line there with a 34.4. The pace is still there. Felix answers with 35.3. That gap now 4 seconds between them. 8.5 minutes on the clock. As we come in for another pit stop. Murray making his way down the straight into the first corner, into our first double there. Makes it look so easy. Pops a little single there. Felix now coming through the same section. Ari making his way down the back straight into the front complex. We've got a car on his roof there as he gets going again. Alrighty. Nutty taking a tumble there. Ari making the way through. Felix right behind Nutty now. As he lets him through. Thank you, sir. Felix makes his charge towards Ari now. The gap last lap around was 2.8 seconds, so he's certainly trying his best to catch him. As he had a bit of a moment on his roof there just as I looked away. That's going to extend that gap right back out. Ari coming around the line now to start lap number 38. 7 minutes left. Coming into our next round of pit stops. Ari making his way through the back section, coming around into the front complex. He's bound to be due a pit stop soon. Just under 7 minutes left. Felix is making his way through the middle section now. Ari, it looks like he's going to come in next lap, probably. As he makes his way around the first corner, we got... At least I believe got Felix back out and in the action. Dallas Gardner looking like he's still holding on to P3. Six minutes left in this race. Caution in the first double. We got a car on his roof. As Felix makes his way around there. Ari coming through the middle section, sending it to the back. Ari making his way around to start lap number 41. And Felix making his way over that last double through to the straight. 9.1 seconds between Ari and Felix. Still got Dallas Gardner in P3, Ben Cribben P4, and looks like Riley Lander West in P5. Ari got a handy lead on Felix here. Not that Felix is taking that line down, he's smashing it through. We still got Ben and Riley tussling it out there, Dallas in between, just having a look at the counted laps. Might have missed one or two. So I think we got most of our pit stops through now with 4 minutes on the clock. Ari, Felix making his way through the first corner. Ari just making into the back straight. Just to picture what about 12 seconds looks like. Like we've got Dallas just behind Ben. Not much in it there. as they make their way around the back, straight-ish. Ben coming through to the front, sending it out to the team associated long jump. As Dallas catches a bit of pipe there, slowing him down a bit. Ben crossing the line. 3 minutes left in this race. Ari and Felix still 1 and 2. Looks like Ben Cribben in third. Looks like we've had another flame out. Just caution in the front section there on the left. All clear. And off he goes. So 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Ari still in P1 with a 12-second lead over Felix. Ben Cribben in third and Dallas Gardner close behind. Ari just catching the pipe there. That's going to cost him significantly, but it should still have a decent gap. Oh, that was Felix. Sorry, my bad. That was Felix catching. That's going to extend that gap quite a lot. With 2 minutes left on the clock, I think it's time to just cruise control and keep it going. And here we got Ari heading down the main straight, doing a lap 47 with 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock. Single through the second doubles, out through to the back section. Nice wheelie there. Car on its lid, just caution Felix. All clear. Looks like we got Riley, I think, on his lid. As Ari makes his way around to start another lap. Felix making his way through the midsection now. Ben Cribben and Dallas Gardner following them there. Ari making his way around to the middle complex. Felix making his way over to the second doubles. Clears them quite easy. Ari coming around to start another lap with 40 seconds left on the clock. So everybody's feeling the pressure, feeling the nerves. Felix comes around to start his lap. Gap now out to 15 seconds thereabouts. Caution on the last doubles. Caution on the last doubles. So it looks like Riley's had another flame out. See if we can get him over the line. As Felix comes in on, locking in P2. Ari making his way through the middle section now. Heading through to the last doubles. As we finish up with Ben and Ari coming around here to seal the win. So provisionally we've got Ari Buckler P1, Felix P2, Ben Cribben P3, Dallas Gardner on 4th, Ben Panic on 5th. But we'll double check those laps just in case. Thank you, drivers. Thank you, marshals, for making the trip and spending your afternoon with us. We'll be with you shortly for presentation.
That's right. I reckon you're a lawyer straight now. Back time to go with the oil. Yeah, the junk's the problem though. You can't roll the junk. They're all like